How's it going, everybody? We got a kind of a cool video today. We do have a purple ISO sword that just popped up, so our first taste of the purple ISO is going to be needed to unlock Odin in Dark Dimension 8. We got a leaderboard that's kind of crazy, and I think it all points to some good news. So let's start by going over to the leaderboard, because I think we're going to talk about some math. It's going to get a little bit convoluted, but I think it's important for everyone to kind of grasp the situation right now, because when we heard Odin, Dark Dimension 8, we all went to... This is going to be like the Skrull chase. It's going to be like the Mephisto chase, where it's going to take a year or more to get him. If for free to play, not buying the passes, that kind of stuff. And I think this store, this event, which granted, it is the opening event, so maybe they're a little bit more generous, might be showing Scopely's hand a little bit more than they thought here. You need to bring up 25 characters to ISO Purple Level 3 for Dark Dimension 8 to get Odin. We're going to go over the math, but in total, that's going to cost you 9 million ions. Ranks 1 through 10, which I know is nobody watching this video, they're giving them 5 million. This would be the equivalent of when Mephisto dropped if they had an event where they gave away thousands of Crimson mini uniques, because that was the bottleneck at the time, and also the origin and everything like that. But it goes a little bit further. Also, there's going to be a bunch of crystals that you would buy with this. There'd be a bunch of crystals here. So basically, like, if you get ranked 1 through 10, like, you are halfway done for Odin. And this is a 7-day event we're looking at right now, this leaderboard. The store is open for 50 days. So this is also kind of good news. Let's extrapolate that a little bit. That basically means we're going to get another event for this store. We just are. There's no other way they would leave the store open for 46 days, or whatever it is right now. So we'd expect another event, probably with another leaderboard like this. Maybe a third event, right? Which means that we're going to be getting Odin information soon. We simply have to be, because players, maybe 2 weeks from now, are going to be ready to go in with their city villains, city heroes, global villains, global heroes, and their cosmic legendary team. If there's 2 events that have the same leaderboard like this. They've never rushed, even the biggest spenders, they've never rushed them through Dark Dimension the same way they are seemingly rushing them through this one to get Odin unlocked. I think there's a lot of reasons for this. I don't think Odin is supposed to take as long as Mephisto or Apocalypse took. The reason for that is that we know Professor X is coming in March 2025, or at least we assume that hasn't changed yet. So the fact that we're having another Dark Dimension now means that people should be done that. If they're heavily engaged in endgame right now, you should already be done Odin long before Professor X comes out. Because that's what happens with Skrull and Mephisto. If you're super engaged, you're taking part of these events, you're hitting like 1%. So I think that you can take some solace, if you're an optimist, like I am choosing to be right now, in thinking that it's not going to be the same sort of grind to get Odin as it was with Mephisto. Just speaking of Odin for a second there, there's a couple people thinking he's going to be a Mystic raid character. They've never had a Dark Dimension character be like a raid character. Like, I know Skrull worked for raids, Doom worked for raids, stuff like that. So maybe Odin will work for the Mystic raids, but he's not going to be like a Mystic raid only character. That would be so stupid and people would be furious. So I don't expect that to happen. But hopefully we're going to get that Odin information soon. But this goes deeper. So yeah, top 10 people. If they do this 2 events, they're ready. Well, Dorky, shut the hell up. That's a auction, and they're just rewarding the top 10 people, sure. But if we go down to, say, the top 100, if they run 3 events similar to this, top 100 people would also be ready to get Odin immediately. That's never been the case, ever. And if we go down to, say, the top 2,500, 1 million, they'd be 1/10 done after 1 event. Like, they are rushing people through this. So I think that that's some good information to hold on to. And for what it's worth, the drop-off is at top 10,000. If you are a super endgame player, top 10,000 should be within your grasp if you go hard on this, depending on your arena rank and how much you can core for energy. But even the top 1 to 10%, which is around 25, 27,000 players, is going to be getting 200 of these store currency. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. First, I want to go talk a little bit about the math, about the ions that we have to look forward to for this, okay? So this is coming from Quick Draw's Discord. Love Quick Draw. One of my favorite data miners, him and Baka. Love, they're the only 2 in the game I put my trust in. We have ISO cost to equip each piece or each level. So if you go from ice purple level 0 to purple level 1 is going to cost you 7,500 ions. To go from 1 to 2, 22,300. To go from 2 to 3, 45,000. This is where it gets a little bit confusing. People are a little bit lost here. There is no purple level 4 or 5 yet, to my knowledge. Maybe that's just like banked information for later. That's a giant jump there, by the way. So to equip the first crystal piece is going to cost you 0. This kind of makes this event a lot more interesting, at least for someone like me. Then to equip the second crystalline for each piece is 10,000. Then to equip the third crystalline, it says 27,000. It's a little bit tough to understand the way it's written. I got into a fight with chat about this. I was wrong. I'm never going to admit that again. So if you go from 0 crystals to 3 crystals, it's 57,000. So the way that data mine reads is you are doing the second tier crystal 3 times, and then you're also paying the 27,000. Like, it's a very weird way to look at it, just the way the data mine came through in the information, I suppose. 57,000 to go from 0 to 3. You gotta times that by 5 plus the cost of the leveling, and you're looking at 360,000 ions per character to go from 0 to 3. 25 characters, that's where you get your 9 million from. Somewhat interesting there, right? So the more interesting conversation to have, for sure, is what should I be doing? Like, what I'm going to be doing, not what you should be doing. I don't know. Maybe you want to follow my lead on this. I'm not going to race through ions, because you could buy ions here. I'm going to let the ions come, though they do seem to be the most important bottleneck. I will put the majority of my effort into getting crystals, because there are some interesting upgrades for some interesting characters. Now, I will be building for Dark Dimension 8. I will be building my city villains, city heroes, global villains, global heroes, and my cosmic / legendary characters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the drawing board, find my favorite characters for each tag, see what their ISO trait is, and I will be target farming the best characters first. So like, I know Old Man Logan is a controller. So right away, I know, hey, I'm going to need one of these. Right away, I'm just going to buy this one first. There you go. I'm going to buy one of every crystal for him. Then I'll go to the next character that I know I'm going to bring. Well, I know Apocalypse is a global villain. You're allowed to bring mythic characters in that section. So I'm going to then do Apocalypse. I know Apocalypse. I don't know what Apocalypse is. Is he a support? He might be a support. He might be a brawler. I have no idea what the hell Apocalypse is. Whatever he is, I will target farm that trait. And I will go through all the crystals to get my characters that I know I'm going to bring to level 1. I will get all of their crystals. With that said, he's a support. Thank you. With that said, I will keep in mind that there are some problematic sections. City heroes, not bad. Global villains, easy, right? We talk about Apocalypse, we got Cabal. Global heroes, we got Illuminati. That's a pretty easy one for me to lean into as well, just because how fun it is. But then there's this city villain section, and it's non-legendary, which makes it really tough. So there's no Green Goblin here, there's no Black Cat. Even though they're shown here, they're not available, right? I love Superior 6. I'm okay with Hive Mind. I use Hive Mind with Scroll and Offense, which I think is very cool. I think this section is going to get hugely shaken up. First of all, we know there's going to be a Karen Page team, vampire-centered. Maybe she's going to be a city villain. We know Dracula, or at least like there's some sort of vampire shit going on in the data mines. So we know that he's coming. He could be a city villain, even though that would make absolutely no sense. They could still do that. I find it very interesting that city villain would be picked when those are kind of older characters. The Superior 6 and the Hive Mind. I find it interesting. So I'm actually looking out for the next city villain team to be coming soon. I'm pretty interested about that. Anyway, that's all I want to talk about as far as Purple ISO goes. There was actually something really cool that happened as well today that we should talk about. And that is a vast improvement to the blue ISO 8 cost, okay? I didn't understand how big this was until I needed to switch ISOs with somebody. So let me just... There's a lot of pictures here. There's a lot of numbers. All they've done is they've inverted the big cost of upgrading from like level 4 to level 5 or level 3 to level 4. They've converted that big cost. Like if we were to say, look at the level 5, it costs 825 to upgrade a certain class's level from 4 to 5. So if I wanted to go from Raider 4 to 5, it would cost me 825,000. They've reduced it to only cost 100,000. But the initial climb to that purple level 5 is still the same as it was. Instead of it costing more to go up an ISO class, it's now going to cost exponentially more to equip the ISO crystals. But it still equates to the exact same overall cost. So what's the benefit of this? Well, the benefit of this is very easy to understand. And I already did it today. My Vulture, I had him at level 5, but I had him at level 5 as a Raider. Because most matches I want him as a Raider. But Crucible, Black Knight, I needed him to strip a Black Knight's buffs. And so I wanted to make him a Skirmisher. It's already live. So instead of spending 825,000 crystals, I only had to spend 100,000. So basically what they've done is they haven't made it free to go from class to class to class, but they have made it so much more less painful to do so, which I think is an amazing thing. And I'm super happy about this change. It's long overdue, but it was worth the wait, I guess. Anyway, let me know how you guys are feeling about this event store. What are your plans? Are you going to go hard in this event? I do want to warn you, this leaderboard, Jesus Christ, already at nearly 1 million points is Fate Fury, a very common Dark Dimension racer. He's already ×3 with the milestone maxes. This is going to be brutal, guys. This is, first of all, Scope is making bank. Don't care. Guys, hire another developer, get Battle World out here quick, all right? We need Battle World. I'm fine with it. I think that this is super interesting, the amount that they are going to be giving these guys, because it's so off the beaten path. Are you looking forward to Odin news? Surely that's coming soon. Am I too pessimistic? Am I being a dumb bum? A lot of you are going to be negative and just say I am. But hey, maybe one of you can be positive and join the positivity train with me. Anyway, I'm just rambling. Have yourselves a good day. And as always, stay happy, healthy, have fun. We'll talk later. Bye-bye. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.